Here is a Lakewood 9-inch high velocity fan. It moves more air than what? We will never know. This is one of the most nostalgic fans in my collection. I remember getting one of these new back in, it was either the summer of '03 or '04. I think the unit is dated '03. I could take a look and see where in '03, and that would give us a better idea of what summer it was purchased in. But anyways, this is one of those fans that I kind of buy it just about every time I see it, as long as the price is reasonable. I got 3 or 4 of them by now. This one surfaced on the Digitan Goodwill, and it was, I think it was listed for $9.99 or something inexpensive. So I put a bid in for $10, and I figured if somebody else bids, I'll let it go, but nobody else bids, so I got it. So it arrived in the mail, and I opened up the box, and I saw this, the original box, which I was not aware of that it was going to come in, because that was not pictured on the listing. So this turned out to be even better than I expected. I do have the original box for the original one that I had back in the 2000s, but why not have another, especially for a fan this important. Not in the best of condition, but it is still presentable. It's kind of bulged out for some reason on that side, but all the graphics on the front are pretty good. This side is good. It's amazing to look back and see these computers and these telephones and stuff, and remember when those were commonplace. It's just crazy. I remember when that was the latest and greatest for a computer. I remember using that kind of computer. I don't have the boxes for any of the other sizes, but I have completed the collection of all the sizes. I think there was a couple different variants of the 21-inch. I know there was one with the thermostat, which is one that I have. I suspect there was a regular one without the thermostat. And actually, I guess there was a couple different versions of all of them, because I think some of them had the metal logo in the center towards the end, whereas this one has the plastic one. This box is so nostalgic. I haven't looked at one of these boxes in detail in a while, but I remember these pictures. Wow, that's crazy. It's been 2 decades since I got the original one. I remember using this fan all the time. I used to take it to my grandparents' house. I'd use it over there. I'd use it in the bedroom. I'd use it in what was the fan room at the old house. Not the previous one, the one even before that I had this. I had a lot of hours with this fan when I was younger. I always liked the metal high velocity fans, and I never had a big one. So this was the best I could get, and I thought it was the best thing ever. This is a pretty good fan too. So not only does it come with the box, but it also comes with some leaves. These are very rare. These are broken leaves. They are dark colored on the outside and light colored on the inside, very brittle. There's a couple other very rare pieces here that we'll probably never see again. Anyways, here's the manual. I do have the original manual for mine as well, but I guess at the time I was so paranoid of losing it that I taped it to the inside of the box, and I'm afraid to try to get it out because I think it might break. So although this is not a particularly interesting manual, it's nice to have one now that I can actually see and read. And speaking of different variations of the fan, it looks like There's quite a few. Oh, I remember that. There's the chrome one, plus there was a black one. And actually the black one is what's pictured here. So I don't have the black one. That one seems to be a lot less common for whatever reason. The chrome one I remember seeing everywhere, but not the black one. I think there's only like 1 or 2 videos of them out there too. It's very rare for some, whatever, it's odd. So I don't know now if the 12, the 14, the 18, all those also came in black, or it was just the 9 that had 2 colors. So I've seen the model number HV9C. I've never seen the model HV9TG. What is TG? That I have no idea. So that's there's really nothing too interesting on this manual. Talk about cleaning it, which is almost impossible to do for most people because the guard is so, the screws are so tight, a lot of people can't get them off. Manufactured in China for Lakewood Engineering and Manufacturing. So I wonder what company actually made this then. Unless Lakewood has a plant over there, I doubt it. I don't think. Maybe I don't know. I feel like this probably was made by somebody else. And there is in fact a version of this still in existence, a long lost descendant, which was still made as of a couple of years ago. I think we uncovered recently. It was under the brand Best Air or something like that. Some cheesy brand that you'd think is just a basic piece of junk, but it has a PSC motor, which is pretty much the same as this one, and the blade seems to be identical as well. Thought about getting one, but there's just no point. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 of these things now. If I want to use one, why not just use the real thing? The cord on this one is not great. It's like a little bit tacky. I wonder if this was stored in an attic. But it doesn't have too much use on it. That's maybe 1 or 2 seasons, not much. And the UL sticker says 1103. So this probably sold in the summer of 2004. There's the motor. There's some dust in there, but nothing crazy. Bearings seem perfectly free still. Knob is there and working. And it's actually overall in really good condition. Guard still has all of its shine to it. No rust on the stand. This is a really nice example. Well, let's see how it runs. Hopefully it runs as nice as it looks. Well, we're going to test at 117 the volts. It's a little low because the clothes dryer is currently drying some clothes. The amps, I believe this is rated for 0.5 amps. Oh, it's pretty efficient. It's a 3 microfarad capacitor PSC motor. It's a lot more efficient than those Honeywell fans with the shaded pole motor. What a disaster. Efficiency disaster on those things. Alright, we'll start off on low. It's in good balance. Nice. On low, at 0.24 amps, 23 the watts with a power factor of 0.8. It's kind of low. I always use this on low because I used to have this thing where I thought that, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought that high velocity fans were only supposed to be used on low, and so that's pretty much all I ever used it on. Of course that's obviously not true, and I have no idea where I got that from, but that's what I thought at the time. I wonder if the capacitor is drifted on this one. It does not seem like it's running as fast as I would have expected. And this is past capacitor plague era, so we shouldn't be, at least I think it is. 03? Maybe not. No, actually, what was the capacitor plague, like 01 to 008 or something? Oh no, so then that's totally wrong. This was in the, if I'm thinking the correct time periods, this was in the capacitor plague era. So I don't think it went back into the 90s. If it did, it was only like 98, 99. I don't know, it's not going that slow, but I think it seems a little bit slower than it should be. Yeah, I think just a little bit. Still moving good air though. That could explain the lower power factor too. Now that's right where it should be. That's just as I remember it. That's 0.32 amps, 33.9 watts with a power factor of 0.87. And it is slightly out of balance, but not bad. I would put that within a reasonable margin of error for sure. What that is. These really do push some air for the size. These were good fans. Not only did I have one, but I remember seeing these around all over the place. Stores, restaurants, they were just everywhere. I can think of multiple restaurants that had these. And then they started to disappear, and they disappeared quick. And I remember being so upset when I went to Walmart afterwards, and this is years later, and instead of seeing these on the shelf, there was that cheesy, Massey branded knockoff with the lousy sheeted pole C-frame motor. It didn't even move half as much air as this is moving right now. It's kind of ironic that Walmart would sell these and then a couple years later said screw it and sell the cheesy knockoff under their own store brand, because Mainstays was the Walmart, or still is the Walmart store brand. I have no idea who the OEM of that actually was. And now the high, that's 0.42 the amps, 50.3 the watts, and power factor is 0.99. And that's really moving some air. This is probably one of the most powerful 9-inch fans that I can think of. And maybe some of the older Vornados could come close, but as far as 9-inch fans go, these are definitely towards the top. Very, very powerful. The off. That seems like the bearings are pretty good. That's about the same spin down that mine always had. Never super long, but I guess that's just the way these are. So there we go, another one in the collection, the Lakewood HV-9. We'll do a clean and service on this maybe this year, hopefully. I gotta find some more time for these clean and service videos. I keep talking about how we're gonna do more and then I kind of fail to deliver. I'm gonna fix that.